Hello folks, I'm Dean Curry, President and Founder of Rising Star Enterprises for Wellbeing and the owner and producer of our show, Cooking Healthy4U. We live in a time right now where, we're dealing with a lot of chaos and we need a very strong immune system. And one of the reasons why I actually started this cooking channel is so people could actually learn how to make things, but not just make healthy food, but make all types of food, any type of food, and try to find an alternative healthy way or a kick in which you could make that dish or whatever, or baking or anything like that, and you could prepare it in a healthy way. And having an immune system is really, really strong right now. Having a strong immune system is very, very strong right now. So it's important to understand how to find ways to cook things healthy and keep yourself strong, especially in today's climate. So enough of that right now. I'm Dean Curry. My nickname is Curry Flavors. I try to layer flavors when I cook, layers after layers after layers. And so it's a name that was given to me sort of in the Army when I was a culinary chef there and executive chef in one of the restaurants. So I am going to be cooking today something called chocolate souffle. It's actually not that difficult to cook. It's really more of a timing thing, and I'm going to show you a very, very easy way to do it. So first what I want you to do is you turn your oven on to 375. We're going to cook the souffle, bake the souffle rather, on 375 for about 15-20 minutes. You just have to watch it, see it rise. Very simple process, and you can get any type of porcelain cup or dish. I sort of have like a porcelain bowl because I kind of like having a little bit more of a souffle than a little cup. And this is a little bowl, and what I do is I basically put some olive oil in it on the bottom, and you could just basically, just take your honey. Some people like to use, sugar, but this is a healthy alternative. So we're going to use honey, and it squirts right out. There you go, right into the bottom of the souffle. And you put that off to the side. That is where your souffle is going to go into the oven. It could be a ramekin cup or porcelain bowl is what I use. And then basically you're going to heat water up right here, not too far, and you're going to get a hanging bowl with chocolate inside. So you have the hanging bowl with chocolate inside, about 2 ounces. I put a little bit more, around 3 ounces, because it's a pretty big bowl. And you basically take, not boiling water, but just warm water, and you basically take the hanging bowl into it. And that way, because when chocolate gets cold, it starts to harden. And it just sits there, and you put that off to the side with the chocolate there, and then you're going to basically make your roux. So let me just dip this down. You're going to hear my voice a little bit more. There we go. There you go. And you basically get your roux going. And making a roux, it's not really that difficult. You're more or less put your olive oil in the pan, and you're going to make this on high heat. When you do it, you basically get the high heat going, but medium heat. You don't want to ever use high heat on olive oil. So you basically, let's see if I can get a better angle here, a little bit more of that pot. There we go. There you go. And you never want to cook olive oil on anything more than medium heat because it'll burn. So you basically have your flour. You have a few tablespoons of flour, and you're basically going to make your roux out of this. So you more or less take your flour, you pour it in here, kind of mixing it in. There you go. Might need a little bit more olive oil. And you're going to basically make your roux. Let's get a little bit more olive oil going here. And you just got to know what you're doing, So You basically, this is basically how you're making your roux. You're kind of bringing it all in there, you know. I mean, I use a wooden spoon. I mean, you could use a spatula for this. This is basically your roux. It's going to start to more or less thicken after a while. A little bit more olive oil. There you go. And you just kind of swish that around, swish it around, and this is more or less going to be your roux. And you're just kind of mixing that around till it sort of gets a little thick. It'll thicken up in a second, and then once it starts to kind of kick in, you lower it to medium heat. But for now, you're just going to kind of bring it around. In fact, we could even get a little bit this way. Yep. And you just kind of mix that all in. There you go. You know, you're not scraping it through, you're just kind of getting it through. And this will kind of get it going. Then you add your milk. And it's cold milk because hot roux, cold milk, right? No lumps. So you basically move that around. I'm actually going to use a spatula here. There you go. Put this off to the side. And you basically mix that all around and you lower the heat. There you go. And that's basically your roux. And you take that basically off. Well, that came out perfect. Bam! Boom! There you go. You see it? Gonna leave that off to the side, and then you know you have your chocolate here. Let's bring the chocolate in. The chocolate you see is melting already. Yeah, great. And then you more or less take your roux and you're gonna add it right into the chocolate. There you go. Oh, that looks good, huh? Boom! Look at that. And you just kind of mix it all together. There you go. Mix it all together. Isn't that looking good? Oh, wow, this is coming out good. Good, and then once you get that going, you can add a few things. I like to add an egg yolk. Okay. Bring the egg yolk in there. Boom. There you go, and that'll loosen that. That'll loosen it right up, the egg yolk. Get that egg yolk distributed all throughout that baby. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that coming out nice? Wow, that's coming out perfect. It's going to be a nice little souffle, chocolate souffle, yeah. Bring that in. You can add a few ingredients here. I like to add a little bit of salt at this point. I actually put a little garlic salt in because I really love garlic. And you could also take a little chili. You could use different things for heating this. I like a little chili. It gives it a little bit of a kick. Let's see, just kind of move that all through. And then basically, you know, when you get to this point, you could just kind of you don't want to overmix, okay? You could just put this off to the side. There you go. Put that off to the side. And then you could, just put that in there. And then you could get your egg whites. I'm going to make a little meringue here. And you basically whisk that. Okay? And you want to basically whisk this until you get what's called peaks. So you want to kind of, it's going to take a little bit of time. So you basically, you don't want to over whisk it, but you just want to whisk it through until you start getting peaks. Then you add some sugar. And in my case, I'm going to add, let me see if I can put this on pause while I whisk this. You can see it takes about 10 minutes to really whisk these egg whites, and you want to basically get it to where it peaks. So, you know, you more or less, I'm ambidextrous, so I could kind of do this with both hands. But it does take about 10 minutes, maybe 12. Don't get discouraged. It takes a while before it gets to thicken. And you want to get it to the point where it's basically getting very thick. Okay, we're back. We've been doing this about 10 minutes, and as you can see, it's starting to get texture and sort of develop. It's starting to peak a little. You see how it creates these little peaks? We can do it a little bit longer. And it takes about 12 minutes, 14 minutes, somewhere in that range. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but usually when it's done, see how it's starting to get the texture in there? That's kind of what you want. And see how that peak is kind of holding there? That's kind of what you want. You want that peak kind of holding there. We'll do it for another minute or two. And then we'll put it off to the side. And, you know, don't get frustrated with stirring this. It does take a while. Yeah, see now, there you go. Boom. We're starting to get the texture in there. That's kind of what you want, you know? Yeah, see how it's peaking and holding? Another minute or two. And there you go. It's maybe about 20 seconds away. I kind of know just from the texture of doing it when it's sort of ready. But, you know, once it starts to peak, it's pretty much there. And I'm going to put that off to the side. We're going to bring back our little texture here of chocolate mousse. And you're going to add, I mean, some people say add, you know, the meringue, add 50% of it. I like to do about 40% of it. And, you know, kind of go from there. So we're going to basically take about 40% of it, put it in, and, oops, it's a little too much. Get some of that back. Yeah, it's important to know how to make up for mistakes that you make. And usually do a folding motion at this point. But this is just to sort of get it ready and mix it together and loosen up. See how that basically is loosening up there, nice and easy. And then you put basically the rest of the meringue in. There you go. Pretty simple. See the meringue? There you go. See if I can tilt this a little better. And then we just kind of fold. This is sort of when we use the folding technique. Something taught to me in culinary school. Just kind of fold over, fold over, fold over, fold over, fold over. Yep, and we're getting there. Make sure you get all the sides. You don't want to over mix this now. Okay? This should have already been on at 375. Again, you're going to fold over. Oh, there you go. Now it's starting to really come together. Fold over. Fold over. Make sure you get all of it, even on the sides here. Fold over. Oh, wow, that's turning out really good. Fold over. Get the sides. Fold over. And that's about it. You want to add a little more honey at this point. I like to add honey instead of sugar. It's a healthier alternative. Okay, that'll work. You don't want to overdo it. And then you just kind of fold it over a few times. Make sure the honey works through. And then you're going to pretty much have it ready. Wow, look at that. Bam, boom, boom. Pow! Doesn't that look good? That's about it. And then you're going to take your, oops, I want that to fall. That would be a disaster. And then you're going to take your plate with the honey on the bottom. First the olive oil and the honey on the bottom. This is what's going to go into, put it right here so you can see it. This is going to go into, and this isn't hot. Remember, it wasn't boiling water. And then you're just going to kind of make sure you get all of it. Oh, look at this. Oh, goodness gracious. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, yeah. I'm loving that. Make sure you get all of it now. Keep an eye on what you're doing. I gotta get all of it. Can't waste any of this. Okay. There it goes. Doesn't that look great? And you just kind of shake it around a little bit. And then it's going to go into your oven. Okay? Oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. And we'll put this on pause for a second. Hi folks, we're almost done with our chocolate souffle. It's in the oven. It's been in there about 20 minutes. I'm just going to check on it very quickly. And it looks absolutely beautiful. And sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes 18 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes 22 minutes. It really all depends. But, you know, keep your eye on it. You don't want to open up that oven too much because you don't want it to fall. But keep your eye on it. And let's just take a quick peek right now. See how that's rising? It's a big bowl, so it will rise a little bit unevenly, as it would if it were in a smaller bowl. But that looks pretty much done. So we're just that looks absolutely perfect. So just hold on one second. There we have it, folks. A beautiful chocolate souffle. Look at that. Let's get a better angle there. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Now you could put, you know, cocoa on top, or, you know, sprinkle cocoa, you know, powder, or confectionate sugar. But, you know, those things tend to bother me a little in the back of my throat. So, but this is basically how it comes out. We're going to let it cool. And then I'm going to eat it. That looks absolutely amazing. Okay, well, I'm Dean Curry, producer and owner of Cooking Healthy4U, and it was great making chocolate souffle, and we did it with a very healthy alternative to it. So I'm going to drop it on my YouTube channel under Rising Star Enterprises for Wellbeing, and we will, be dropping a lot of videos there so you can learn how to cook at home. And shut my oven off here. And, you know, you could just go from there and learn how to cook, and things are great. So take a look at our show. We're going to be making lasagna in a healthy way with zucchini soon. So I wish everyone the best. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in to Cooking Healthy4U, and have yourself a wonderful day and stay healthy, America and the world.